In this Lion Vision update presented by CBNS Bank, we're catching up with UNA women's golfer Hannah Pope, a Florence, Alabama native, a product of Morris Hill Bible School. Hannah, thanks for taking the time to catch up with us. And first thing, you guys only got to play in one tournament this spring before the season came to a close. Take us through what the last couple of months were like navigating the season ending, classes moving online, and sort of getting into this summer.
Yeah, the whole transition was pretty rough because we were at the tournament and we all had our best tournament that we've had the whole time that women's golf has been a thing at UNA. So we were all really pumped on the way back for our next tournament. And then we were on our way to the Hilton Head tournament and coach gets a call that it's canceled. So we had to turn around and come back. And that bus ride was so long because I remember every 5 minutes we would get updates. This is closed. Okay, now classes are going online. Now there's no more golf for the rest of the season. And so, yeah, it was a long bus ride. And then when we got back, transferring online was pretty tough too because you went from going to class every day to workouts, like having practice every single day to nothing. You just sat at home all day long and did your classes. So, yeah, it was rough.
So let's go back to the one tournament that you guys did get to play in that you were just referencing, the Kiawah Island Intercollegiate. You had the low round for the team, but specifically your round. What stood out most to the way you played?
Well, I was proud of myself because that was the first tournament that I had 3 consecutive solid rounds. Normally I might have one and then I would have a couple bad rounds, but that tournament I felt like I held it together the whole time. I stayed strong every single round, and so I think that was good for me.
So you had a strong finish to the only tournament, and then how did that carry over to some of the summer tournaments that you played in? I know you recently completed in the Alabama Women's Stroke Play Tournament. How did that go for you?
It went good. I had months to just practice and stay out at the course all day because I had nothing else to do, so it was perfect. It really got me ready for the summer tournaments, and then when I got out there, my first round I shot even par, so that got me up high on the leaderboard. And then the second day I had a pretty rough day, but I held it together. And the third day I was able to close and have a good round to finish fourth. So I was proud of that tournament.
Let's go back to your career at Morris Hill. You qualified for the state tournament 3 years in a row. Looking back at your high school golf career, what were some of the things and memories you've taken away?
I did qualify 3 times. I was upset because I was never able to clutch the win. My sophomore year, I was very, very. I came in second. I just on the last round, I remember it was rough. I had a bad first hole, and that's what got me out of the win. But I was still glad that I qualified those 3 years, and I love my golf coach, so those were good memories.
So from Morris Hill to North Alabama, what made you decide to stay home and play on the first golf team at UNA?
Actually, I was looking at other places, and I had my mindset that I was probably going to go somewhere else. And then Coach Self called me, and he told me that he had me a scholarship here. And I started thinking about it. And me and my dad, we decided that it was the right move. I got to stay at home, and I live 15 minutes from campus. It worked out really good.
So not only have you played on the first golf team in women's history at North Alabama, but I want to go back to your first collegiate tournament, the Alston P Intercollegiate. So you're making history, first women's golf team at UNA, and for you, it's also your collegiate debut. What do you remember about stepping into the tee box in your first ever college tournament?
Well, I was very nervous. I thought I was going to throw up on the first tee, but I started on a par three. I remember that, and I made a par. And after that first hole, I was so happy because that's all I wanted to do was par my first hole of college golf, and I did. So
From year one to year two, from a team perspective, what sort of improvements do you think you guys were making?
I think we really grew as a team. The first year, at least like my fall year of freshman year, it was like a rocky start. I was just getting into college golf, but then I think the whole team progressed as we went on. We got better in the spring and to fall of this year. we did better. And then in spring we did it better, and then it got canceled. But yeah, we really grew as a team.
So, Hannah, we've talked a lot about golf. When you're not on the golf course, what could UNA fans find you doing?
Well, whenever school was in, I went to a lot of basketball games and stuff like that, or I'll just hang out with my friends, we'll do whatever.
Is there any memorable shot that you've had throughout your career that you just always think back to as one you'll never forget?
um, I guess there was one in the Kiawah Island tournament. I had hit my drive left in some trees, and I remember Coach Self was with me on this hole, and I had hit a punch shot, and I had probably like 160 yards in, and so he was like, "Just punch it out, try to get it up there." And I hit the best punch of my life. It all the way up to the edge of the green. I ended up making par, and so it was a really good save.
Those are the ones you never forget. Hannah, let's wrap up. Tell UNA fans what you're majoring in and what you think you want to do next.
Okay, I'm majoring in elementary education, so I'm hoping after UNA that I'll be able to find a maybe somewhere around here. I'm not thinking about moving off anywhere. So yeah, those are my plans.
Well, Hannah, thanks for taking the time to talk with us, and we can't wait to get you back on the golf course and at UNA.
Thank you.